Imagine somebody that served Nigeria for almost 10 years could not build a medical facility here that can house them. What is the problem of Africa? What is the problem of black people? Now that Buhari has passed on, everybody is digging in, looking for something positive to say about him. He said he brought Boko Haram, he brought banditry, he brought insecurity in his own state, Daura, where he was buried. Conflict everywhere. It was when Buhari came back as a civilian president that we now realized that Buhari was only drinking to the person that did the job was actually Tunde Diago. Question is, what did he achieve for Nigeria? What can they manufacture in Katsina, in Daura, where Muhammadu Buhari came from? If he doesn't love Nigeria, he should love his people. Zero. And everybody is shouting Muhammadu Buhari, we lost a great citizen. Now lie, it's a lie. I'm not criticizing, no, I'm not criticizing. I'm not telling anybody not to enjoy himself. I don't care if your convoy is 1,000 vehicles. Please allocate some money for the industrialization of Africa. If you don't want to put those factories in other states, put it in your village. Hello everybody, my name is Dr. Caesar Osahene Iyayi. I am your advocate for the industrial development of Africa, for the industrialization of Africa. That is, I am advocating how Africans can, with the available technology the world over, how we can harness it to start manufacturing what we consume in Africa, made in Africa by Africans. Today, the focus is going to be on Nigeria and by extension to the rest of Africa. Because this past week, we lost a former military head of state who was also a former two-time president of Nigeria. His name is Muhammadu Buhari. What has that got to do with industrialization? Everything. Everything, because he served as a military president for about 1.5 years or 1 year, 8 months before he was overthrown. And then he came back and the people gave him a mandate. He served 2 4-year terms for 8 uninterrupted years. My question is, what did he achieve for Nigeria? The moment he died, a plane was sent to the UK to go and retrieve his body. Imagine, somebody that served Nigeria for almost 10 years could not build a medical facility here that can house them. Whereas Iran, if the president is sick, if Ayatollah is sick, they will treat him in Iran. Saudi Arabia, if the prince or the king is sick, they will treat him in Saudi Arabia. UAE, Qatar, even Egypt, even South Africa, they don't take their president or their political leaders to Europe or to America. What is wrong with the rest of Africa? That is the question. I'm not criticizing, no. I'm not criticizing. Maybe if I was president, I'll probably do worse. Why am I saying that? I don't know if there's a bug that bites them when they enter office. Of course, I am aware that power, like alcohol, is an intoxicant. It's only God that will allow you to be able to handle alcohol with grace. Only God will allow you to be able to handle power with grace, because power is an intoxicant. Imagine somebody who is a president of a country, he has the power to do everything. He has the power to come and say, this house, the location is not good. Tear it down, and it will be torn down. He has the power to say, this city, I don't like the way these people here, they are against me. Or I look for trouble, I'll give them trouble. They'll give them trouble, and it will happen. The only thing he cannot do is that he cannot stop debt for himself. Every other thing he can do. He can even help to industrialize Nigeria. What is the problem of Africa? What is the problem of black people? Now that Buhari has passed on, everybody is digging in, looking for something positive to say about him, his achievements. They will say, well, he brought but war against indiscipline. We thought he was the one doing it. I was in the United States as a student. I was doing my first degree when Buhari came on. And he served there. What we expected was that Buhari was the one that brought discipline to Nigeria. It was when Buhari came back as a civilian president that we now realized that Buhari was only drinking to the person that did the job was actually Tunde Diago. Apart from that, there's nothing you can say that Buhari achieved through his first coming as a military president and his second coming for 8 years as a civilian president. Nothing except he brought Boko Haram, he brought banditry, he brought insecurity, right all the way throughout the north, even in his own country, Katsina, in his own state, city Daura, where he was buried. Conflict everywhere. Yet, Buhari, with his power as president, could have employed what I have always preached, that Nigeria has the largest gas reserve in Africa, number 9 in the entire world, with 209 cubic trillion feet of gas. It's enough to power the whole of Africa. He could have piped gas from the south to Daura and create industries there, because you need gas to be able to manufacture finished products. In Katsina, what do they have there now? Some kind of medieval farming methods. Everywhere you go to in Nigeria, apart from Lagos as a city, apart from Port Harcourt as a city, or some of the cities, you don't have light. Most of the time, people are on generators. God said, let there be light. There's no light in Africa. There's no light in Nigeria. We are only generating, well, on paper they said 8,000 megawatts. But what you actually have that is steady is about 3,000 megawatts. For a population of 250 million people, it is grossly inadequate. And if you want to manufacture, you need massive power. Yet, South Africa, without gas, they dominate over 73,000 megawatts. Egypt is next in line without gas. Nigeria, with the largest gas reserve, 3,000 megawatts. And you need electricity to be able to manufacture finished products. What can they manufacture in Katsina? In Daura, where Muhammadu Buhari came from? At a minimum, if he cannot do something for the rest of Nigeria, he can do something for his own people. If he doesn't love Nigeria, he should love his people. Zero. Because if you don't know, you should seek to know. If you don't have the answers, you should seek to look for answers. Even if you are a complete illiterate, you should be able to ask, this telephone, how do they make it? Is it possible for us to make it in Nigeria? You don't have to be a genius to be able to do that. And everybody is shouting, Muhammadu Buhari passed on. We lost a great citizen. Now lie. It's a lie. People are occupying positions now. I want to use this as an opportunity to address you. You are alive now. You can still change things. I'm not telling anybody not to enjoy himself. I'm not telling anybody not to enjoy the perk of office. I don't care if your convoy is 1,000 vehicles. I don't care. All I am preaching is that if you want to spend so much money to fly every week to various countries for holiday and all that, if you want to have a convoy of 500 vehicles, you want to have about 20 presidential jets, it's okay. I'm not criticizing for that. Please allocate some money for the industrialization of Africa. Allocate some money. If you don't want to put those factories in other states, put it in your village. As a president, go and put it in your village. I don't care even if you are the owner. We just want to see that something is being manufactured here in Africa, here in Nigeria, made in Nigeria by Nigerians. That is all we are asking for. I'm not asking you to stop enjoying yourself. I'm not asking you to play politics the way you want to play. If you like, own all the political parties in Nigeria. I don't care. All we ask for is to give Nigeria a chance. Give Africa a chance. And what do you need to do that? It's very simple. I've written about it. I have spoken about it on multiple occasions everywhere. It's on YouTube. It's on TikTok. You can manufacture things once you are able to generate power. You can generate power by starting from a very simple premise. Your tenure as a public office holder in Nigeria is always 4 years. So it makes sense to imagine that you want to do something that can happen within 3 years. I'm here to tell you that you can. Because if you want to build another power generating plant now, it will take about 6 years. It's too long. You can have a General Electric ML 2500 electric gas furnace that can generate a minimum of 25 to 32 megawatts. You can synchronize them. You can buy the second hand. Second hand is only about $4 million. Put it on a ship, bring about 10 or 20, synchronize it, and have power where you have gas. Set up industries there. Let Nigeria start to produce things. Silicon, the second most abundant element on the earth crust, is the centerpiece of our telephone. Is the centerpiece of solar panels. There are many products that can be made. You cannot make all at once. So let's start from somewhere. Why I mention this is that even in Daura, Muhammadu Buhari could have put a plant there that would generate electricity 24 hours non-stop, so you can manufacture things, and there will be life in Daura. But now, what you have is mischief, mayhem, and whipping and gnashing of teeth. That is not an achievement. That Muhammadu Buhari is gone. The only man that ever tried to do anything in Nigeria is Shehu Shagari. He made efforts and got it up to about 80% at Jakarta State Complex. He built Alaja State Complex in Delta State. Katsina Rolling Mill was built by him. Jos Rolling Mill was built by him. Osogbo Rolling Mill built by him. All in 4 years. Before the British left, we were having a railway line from Port Harcourt or Calabar all the way to the north. Today, I hear that they are trying to resuscitate it. And it is a small gauge. Why can't we do the standard gauge? It costs so much money now to bring goods from the north to the south and from the south to the north. We can do a cargo rail line that can take goods from the south to the north, and from the north to the south. It will cut the cost of products by more than 60% and drop down the price of commodities. We'll be able to trade. When they want to do it, they go and bring Chinese. Chinese here, Chinese there, Chinese everywhere. We are now a slave to the Chinese. You want to do a road, Chinese. You want to do a concrete road, Chinese. You want to do it a lucky road, Chinese. Because our politicians believe that Nigerians do not have the ability. If that is true, why don't you bring foreigners to come and run our government because we don't have the ability? If you think that Nigerians don't have the ability to run our infrastructure, why don't you bring expatriates to come and be president and vice president and governors because we don't have the ability? If you reject one, you should reject the other one. Now that you say you must be there, you are there. We are not quarreling. Remain there. Do whatever you want. But please, let black people have that belief that we have the capacity to manufacture finished products made in Africa by Africans, made in Nigeria by Nigerians. Because one day, your time will come. One day, my own time will come. Nobody is going to live forever. It's a shame. And when we are sick, we're running overseas. We have the best minds here, the best brains. Somebody had a stroke last time and he had blood all over his brain. He was taken to University of Benin Teaching Hospital in Benin. And a surgery was performed on him and he survived. The next thing we'll hear now is that they have lured him to Europe or to America. Because our politicians don't care. They don't go to our hospitals. They don't even care what is happening. So if everybody, as a doctor, wants to leave, they don't even care. Please care. Everything that you are using in your house, you are using in your office, the cars you are driving, can be made here in Nigeria. By this time you start manufacturing things, you will see Nigeria will become a different country. Imagine somebody that served Nigeria for almost 10 years could not build a medical facility here that can house them. What is the problem of Africa? What is the problem of black people? Now that Buhari has passed on, everybody is digging in, looking for something positive to say about him. He said he brought Boko Haram, he brought banditry, he brought insecurity in his own state, Daura, where he was buried. Conflict everywhere. It was when Buhari came back as a civilian president that we now realized that Buhari was only drinking to the person that did the job was actually Tunde Diago. Question is, what did he achieve for Nigeria? What can they manufacture in Katsina, in Daura, where Muhammadu Buhari came from? If he doesn't love Nigeria, he should love his people. Zero. And everybody is shouting Muhammadu Buhari, we lost a great citizen. Now lie, it's a lie. I'm not criticizing, no. I'm not criticizing. I'm not telling anybody not to enjoy himself. I don't care if your convoy is 1,000 vehicles. Please allocate some money for the industrialization of Africa. If you don't want to put those factories in other states, put it in your village.